Wake your ass up and go get to the money. Wake your ass up and go get to the money. Wake your ass up.
When that's party.
Sama ill no man. And chokana.
I think it's
Singari kotagi to we on.
You're really talking about like your family lineage, like for YouTube.
Oh, hectic! Was that already recording?
Imagine. Hi guys.
Crazy.
How you doing? We're back.
Welcome to another
We're
one.
back again.
And again.
Like we're back because we did it once. We did it twice. This is the third time we're doing this with the new member. Oh my God. This is the third time I'm introducing Mel, but it's the first time you're saying it. Guys, this is Mel, guys. Mel, how are you, Mel?
Hey, I'm okay. How are you guys?
Oh,
Good.
I'm so sick. I'm so tired. I'm rocking. I'm in my feelings, guys.
Okay.
Everything is happening right now.
I get it.
And I'm happy because this stuff that we're doing here right now, like today, I loved it because we were all in sync. Even though we were all late, we were late together. And we all got here at the same time. And nah, guys, I'm happy.
And the litness as well. Yeah. That's what I mean.
I'm okay.
Where is Puzelan?
Yeah?
Why do we drink?
We drink. Right now, I drink for my problems. I've got problems.
That's deep.
It's very bad. I know it's bad, but I'm just in that phase. Fuck it.
That's real. I think personally,
So what's worse, your pain or the hangover?
The pain is worse. The hangover finishes. The pain doesn't finish.
Okay,
real.
that's real. Real.
That is so real.
Real.
That is so real.
That's not deep.
When did you start drinking though?
That's. I don't want to talk about this on YouTube. That's wild.
So you guys were in high school. I think we all experimented in high school, but personally, I wouldn't say I started in high school. I started definitely in varsity.
Angithi fear qala. For me, I think ukuphuza kade utshontsha
Yeah.
I never did that.
So you don't.
Oh, okay.
I
You
never
just
did
went
that.
in. You dove into it.
I was like, it's time now, and it was time.
And when
It
was the
showed
time?
me flames.
And when was the
Mina
time?
ngifila ngathi utshwala ubazi the day ukugulisa koqala. Do you remember the first time?
I actually do.
Yeah.
I actually
so I think
do.
that's when you actually understand ukuthi uphuza utshwala kuyona sports. Njengoba ubona abantu benze ngathi nje ufan ekugcineni ngokusula and mayisiphuma akumnandi.
Smirnoff Storm. In 2012.
Sure.
Crazy.
It was
Ngathi ngidawa
Eluna Rosa or Della Sol, which was on Florida Road, which was a club. We had some Ariba shots. They were chocolate liqueurs. I was up and I had a church thing where we had to garden for like a
weekend.
No, we had to garden for like I want to just start off like a garden as a community thing. At this point, I'm like I'm unable to function. So I was like, as my contribution, I will start umlilo. That's when I learned how to start fire for a braai. For us to have Borovos role as a church, because I was incapable of being in the field while they were just like, and that's when I knew that alcohol is not good.
I remember the first, like I didn't pull stuff from before because I think, for me it was something that I found with Kai. More than anything,
How?
Family sport.
Yeah.
What do you
Activity.
It was part of an activity.
Activity.
Like my mom used to give me ciders, and I think that was before I was primary days. So things were new dumping.
Crazy. Your mom's cool.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
And she
I like
explained
that.
it. No, she explained it. It must have said some cool the reason why she did that. And I think it kind of instilled the understanding. More than the exposure. It was just something in trial. So hence why I gravitated to more towards more than alcohol. Yaphuza phela because wonke umuntu uyaphuza. But anginayo inkinga yotshwala. One thing.
That's
angidakwa bese ngiyashintsha character.
Yeah.
Angiphuzi bese ngiblame utshwala makhona into engiyishile offensive noma ngisuke ngiyakutshela ukuthi into ebengicabanga ngizokutshela futhi mase ngisopha.
Sure.
Yabo. So
abukuhluli nje.
Abungihluli utshwala.
Yeah.
Anginayo inkinga nabo.
Yeah.
That's why angiphuzela inkinga zami. Kumnandi nje ukuthi ngisiyaphuza.
You've never had a day the way like today. My problems are
they need alcohol.
Let me just.
It's more like a guilty kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
Mengaphuza utshwala akuphela utshwaleni. So sengivele ngibona
Oh.
mangibalekela inkinga zami so ngiyakuhlanganisa konke. Yenze yonke into once. Kube pap ngilala. Ngireset. That's what I
ukubona
call
ukuthi
it.
inkinga zila and no-80 rand okugcina uthi asihambise othenga utshwala kube right
Exactly,
elifini, you know what I mean?
It's
And
not
it's just
80 radi instead of buying the Heineken that I'm used to. So tell my line now 8.
crazy.
Tell my line now 8.
Zikhala. Okay, no, I can't go that low. But yeah,
I
think in the standard futhi
I go that low.
Oh yeah, based on the explanation you get from a young age. So to make sure I'm a punch magnemcimbi. So I minan shani punch ngihlale ekamereni. Then I'll call all my cousins. That's how I even know that now I have slightly a hidden passion about wanting to make a drink of my own. I don't know if
Like a cocktail.
Yeah, like I don't know if I should start off a brand, but now it would need a lot of research, and right now the time and place for that is not in my.
It's a dream.
You can do anything. So at some points in my life, I face either a cocktail like you just said, which is way more easier because but in my ideology of it all, it was essence.
Yeah.
Taking the ingredients, I've always been fascinated by Leonto.
Yeah.
Like just make up anything. So ne punch yaqala kanjalo. Elokhu ikhula ke lento yami ukuthi hayi, tshwala ekhaya whenever there's something sekuyaziwa ke manje ukuthi makunento obhuna nambodlela abawu2 la eceleni. Nikopula into yabo. And uma uzosho ukuthi uma kaSimani Mandla mekubaziwe mhlawumbe uma Mike is very strict. Kuthiwa ningamkhombisi kuma ngaba. Yabo? Baka on the loop so you guys also feel
she's
like
cool. She's cool.
So you never really felt I never really felt the need to ingakho angathini mancane ama event abantu babangibona ngidakile makuthi engiphuza nabayazi mhlawumbe ungakuthatha ukuba happy kwami masiphuza utshwala ukumwichethi ngidakile phela ukujaba uyambona umuntu ukuthi lento ekuseni uzomkhumbuza aza akayikhumbule.
Do you know what the thing is? Like it's crazy because I think then it is then I wouldn't say a behavioral thing, but clearly now it's also like a foundational thing in terms of how you also know it to be. When we were in grade 7, it was the last day of school. He had a fish pay, so we were going as a group of. We were meant to go for movies, and we did. But now it was a friend's mom who was supposed to take us. Now it's 12, last day of school. You know what I mean? In primary, yeah, bro. So Mrs. Figure at my friend's house, who happens to be white, yeah, but mind you. It is. She's the only white one, and then she's colored, and then there was 2 black girls, which is myself and other friend, right? So this is just to add on to the story. Okay, so Mrs. Figa Gubo, there's no one home because her mom was also a teacher. I don't know what the dad did. Yeah, but Mrs. And then anyway, Sichombi, first of all, Sichombi gate. Problem number 1. Now, should see the outside building, I valid. That's in a freeze. You know, like those freezers. Yeah. So she's like, oh, my sister's actually allowed to drink. She's only allowed to drink at home. Her older sister at that time was 17, 18. So she's allowed to drink
at home
when her parents are watching her. So long story short, we jacked. They drank. I didn't. I was scared. I was shit scared. Anyway, by the time they actually came back, the mom and the dad came back at the same time. So anyway, the dad was just like, I want these girls out of my house. He was. I later learned because we continued to be friends that he was actually racist. Yeah, but. Yeah, that's how I told you guys. That's why I mentioned the race thing. I was like, I would say like we must leave. But for me, I think what I took most, I still don't care about the dad. But I think it's more like the lesson behind it of, wait, you're 17, your sister's allowed to drink. I was like, ha. Oh my, do you understand? As a black person, and then you sing, it's okay. I understand why they would do it because you actually have to see, how do you behave when you're actually intoxicated? But no corner, you have to learn the discipline of saying, I've had enough. Like 2 dumpies, if you're already starting, then stop. Put it away. There's no need for you to continue. You know what I mean? But we have to monitor that thing whilst you're still here. When it's into that are dumb. You know what I mean? But at the same time, now if we were saying your mom is that open-minded, to teach you guys at a very young age, even though it might come across, I'll be frank, kind of like it's reckless as a parent, it's obviously illegal. You know what I mean? For our parents to give Inga under the age as well, you know what I mean? Because yet again, how far would you also have taken it? Yeah, bro. But maybe it was a good.
It could have went the wrong way.
Yeah.
But it was in her eyes, like you said, it's being monitored. So as soon as he's getting reckless, she'd be like, but now what if now it's addictive? What if you have an addictive personality now? So from a young age. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now in as much as it's a good control or like a litmus test in a sense to see how's it's gonna work out if you try. Yeah, but but great and good for you. You weren't like an addictive or child who got into these things like very early, whatever the case may be. But
and sometimes I kind of feel like exposure. If into norm at a young age and into abayenza ukuthi ifeel ngathi ifar apart from, because kini kuyaphuza but two ungaphuza. So if ukhula ulinde u18 ulinde ukuthi mase ngina 18 izophuza, mase ngina 18 izophuza, mase uphuza una 18 kwenzakalani?
So
It's a disappointment.
Exactly.
Now that somebody that drinks, it's not what it looks like from the other side.
Exactly.
It's disappointment.
And you make a lot of bad decisions.
You want to drink with the people that you've been seeing drinking the whole time, but then you can't get that drunk with them.
Yeah.
Like I can't get shit faced in front of my parents.
Exactly.
But
man.
I get shit faced with my friends.
Yeah. Labo bayakwazi ukubona kini ukuthi uyadaka because unokufika kubona ekuseni sothi uzovuka
Uphuma
uyabonakala ukuthi isicathulo yabo. So I think nalokho futhi into othi uyayifihla, and I think abazali bethu bayasazi more than we think they do.
do you think though we drink more because we aren't allowed to do it?
Mina ngisho njalo.
I think so.
Abanye
I
bethu,
definitely
yeah.
think so.
Really? So do you think now we drink more because now we sibadala manje?
Yeah.
So but why is it that we drink more? You know what I mean? Or why is it that we drink as much as we do? You know? Considering that fine, and as much as my dad is
now you're starting to get into that level of understanding that there's no such thing as ukuthi kumnandi, because ubumnandi ablast as much as nento ezimbi ngalast. So into yokuthi ucope with everyday situations nokuthi nje vethu sonke umqondo wethu sineyinkinga sabantu abamnyama.
so we avoidant.
Exactly. Ingahlathi escape type of way. It's an escape.
But we all know what it doesn't help.
Exactly. Escape is normaliziwe. Njengezinto eziningi, like we had a conversation earlier on about ukuthi ayikho freedom of speech when it comes to izinto ezihlangene negender manje. Asakwazi ukuthi sikhululeke sisho into esiyithandayo ku YouTube. So cancel, yabo? The same thing again nalento ukuthi ongafika manje awuphuza ukuthi utshwala buyabheda athi yekani uphuza utshwala. Do you think imzoyeka?
What is that TikTok you're watching? Hurricane, whatever. It's Tenkare. It's a
isono uphemitsango isono
yeah.
isavana isono iwayini isono.
So I think we wait now. Let's speak on behavior.
Yeah.
In a sense of if we were saying, for example, like now we take the reason why our parents are against, I would assume it again, alcohol. Yeah, bo, is maybe the doctrines of church or what the Bible preaches.
I think
so now
it's personal experience.
I think it's trauma.
Yeah,
they have their trauma and how they grew up and what
Yeah.
alcohol was. It's like how weed is now. Weed is not the monster they made it out to be. It's pissing them off.
Yeah.
It's really pissing them off because it's
But
weird for
guys,
you not to
it
smoke
is.
now.
But guys-
Exactly, like you're crazy. You know,
well, guys, okay, I also want us to be honest about these type of things, you understand,
Yeah.
in terms of what's the effects of weed. You know what I mean? For example,
Long-term.
long term and mind. For example, like you already know you've got work to do, you understand, but you're gonna smoke. Knowing it's gonna mess up with your productivity. Even Frank Ocean speaks on this, you understand. The reality is, certain things do have an effect. So actually, let's not. I would it's fair, you understand.
Yeah.
But it's detrimental to you now and later because now, for example, you have a submission access, so mind you didn't do it because you were high, you know.
That's when you have a problem. That's when you're not using it right.
Yeah, that's not.
That's when
Mind you, no,
You're not
it's a
using it
Sunday,
right.
it's a weekend.
But
right?
you know you have an assignment tomorrow. Why are
Exactly.
you smoking
You're
if you
using
can't
it
handle
wrong.
it?
But you see now, you can't also say that because you all do it.
No, not all the time.
It depends. It's how you actually use the thing. If you know that you're a weak smoker, you've got an assignment tomorrow.
Then
Don't
start-
smoke today. Just do your assignment.
Start
Then
like-
smoke.
start like an assignment.
If you go
And
to
then
class
we reward
and you
you
understand
with
class mob when you're high, then weed is for you.
And which is also, like, yet again, we're speaking about how we're doing these things only because they are not say taboo in a sense, but because you are
Definitely
forbidden.
taboo.
Definitely,
yeah, it's
but then,
taboo.
but it's forbidden from your parents, from
from the
whoever,
other people.
society, sorry,
but
at
I
large.
want in the depths of it all. If it's there's something weird, taboo, we voice out in every conversation. There's a reason why I'm at drugs emhlabeni. Despite ukuthi khona inkinga.
Okay.
Medicinal
Medicinal purposes, sure.
No.
Okay, then.
Sobriety is very boring. Very boring.
Ngiyabonga,
It's
man.
not a clear state.
Why-
I don't
why-
want to be there sometimes.
Why
It's what
simplify?
you're saying, escapism. It's
Yeah.
sobriety is boring.
Stop.
I think you guys then also have a problem because
It's not a problem.
It's
Why?
not a problem.
It's not.
Or how is it not a problem?
Let me simplify this. Why is it a problem when you mention? Okay, let me mention something that's going to put people at unease. Okay, naku manje kune-pandemic ye-cocaine.
Okay.
It's easily accessible as weed, as a cigarette.
Yathanda intashi yo.
Kuphenywa intashi manje
Yo.
eThekwini.
Yo.
Kuyakhuphuka. Mani bangeke.
Super khuphuka to.
Yabo. But there's something that I yabo njengoba ngisho leyo koqala kwangathi kuyathuleka then wonke umuntu wafile ngathi ucabanga yonke into ebhedayo ngayo. But ngangabuka i-podcast ya Joe Rogan ekhuluma nomunye udokotela. Wow, was from I think he's Jamaican. Echaza ukuthi the media has painted a picture that everything associated with cocaine is for someone that's power hungry, the one that has an ego. And not everyone that takes cocaine has that character in them. It's the idea of neutral. Ukuthi umuntu mayephuzile then uzofanele abe hype. Kube ngathi uyabonakala ukuthi usephuzile utshwala. But when you look at our baba thina abanye bethe sake sababona bephuza. Uthi mayephuzile ehlele ngezansi kunalokho. Abe resilient. So usho ukuthi
resilient. Yeah.
He's been busy.
Yeah.
Usho ukuthi usho khona guys ukuthi it's not the substance umuntu bafethu. So asiyekeni ukubalekela ubu right, it does cause an effect in everything ukudla. Nje uchazile futhi usilo lento le on what ngisho ukungabheki ngisho ungaphuzi ngisho ukungazenzi lezi zinto doesn't secure a long lasting life.
Fair. And angikuphiki konke lokho, right? But now the question is also, as humans, are we that disciplined?
To do what, Qal?
For that, like, for example, now we'll take the example of assignment exercise. Yeah, but
Yes.
the likeliness is, my thing is, once you've started doing something, for example, right now.
As nalapho ngithi amchaza kuthini angikuphikisi, but I'm trying to say media has painted a picture that everything that is associated with insango abazali bethu ihambisana ne-laziness.
But media, this is not media now. This is a you thing. This is a you thing now.
You thing iqhamuka kanjalo. You thing iphiliswa wena based on what you think this makes you feel. Because uyabhema uwenza izinto ezibalekile. Ubheme ube lazy. So is it not the same person that's doing both these things at the same time? High, no ngekho high. Does it make sense?
No.
I want to put it to like that perspective of discipline. It's literally that. You yourself need to make your own discipline or find somebody to give you that discipline who has the time for you. Because it's the
I'm not blaming it. I'm speaking on Yazin. Let's actually minus the drugs.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's minus drugs, alcohol, all those things. Hence why now I said let's speak on behavior.
Yeah.
From a young age, you already knew you have to do homework, right?
Yeah.
It becomes a pattern, a habit that you do all throughout your whole entire life.
Yeah.
Right? Now, obviously, there's certain things that you are disciplined, that you lack discipline. Goes on.
Yes.
So there are things that you obviously, for example, you understand. I know I'm a fast typer, right? I know Oguti, my comprehension is sharp, so therefore I'll be able to do this assignment. You might be undermining the work that you have to put in. Hence why you decided then to smoke, because you understand that part of yourself, right? But now Okumbulu Oguti, that discipline that you lacked way back then.
Yeah. So what you now?
You know what I mean? So my thing is, go figure, man. But the thing is, it's majority of the people. I'm saying with the elements, like, for example, if ukutalele for you to go jogging every morning, that's your thing. Now you're disciplined in that realm. But now in reality, when it comes to other things, you lack it. So much so that it does be not detrimental in the sense of, it actually is detrimental because the reality is, fine, you could do the task or the job, but you didn't do it at your best. You understand? You didn't deliver. Whereas you actually had that discipline to say, you know what? For the mere fact that you even took Sunday knowing very success on your assignment, that is true. You understand? Yeah. That already shows a lot of lack of discipline as is. But as Pumin Lab, we're saying either or. Alcohol and drugs are detrimental to you, period, especially if you just lack discipline when you haven't mastered that skill of being disciplined in this thing. Now, you're saying sobriety is boring, right?
Definitely.
So if it is boring, then most likely you would do this thing whether you have work or not.
Nah, because then it's
controlling.
It shouldn't get to a point where it controls you. Like, I know, Gucci, I like to...
Have you not done it?
What?
Before?
It's the assignment chats. The assignment chats is the same as going to work drunk.
Yeah.
It has happened. But I know that's the wrong thing, and I don't want...
That's my chat.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean...
Since I've had that experience, I've never done it again.
It doesn't mean...
I learned my lesson.
I'm not saying it is, but my thing is,
to lack discipline now and again doesn't mean
because nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
but maybe that's also why it is also like a forbidden thing. That's my stance. You understand, Uguti? Maybe, yeah, because
maybe nakhona ayesebenziswa abantu ababewasebenzisa wrong.
But also now,
abo manje sesi I understand the idea yomuntu oshesha break i-cycle yakhe ngoba akanayo discipline. Uleke discipline. Asikhulumeni ngomuntu onayo ke discipline. Owaziyo yena ukuthi
whether you have alcohol or not.
Ngiphuza utshwala. Ngizophuza ngomgqibelo emini ngiqale ngo9 ekseni, ngo6 ntambama ngiyaye ukuphuza utshwala. Ngiye ekhaya. Ngiyolala, ngifuna ukuvuka eintatha, mhlambe ngirefresh ngalento engizoyenza, mangivuka ekseni ngiyayiqala assignment, ngiyayenza kushawa Monday. Same person on the other spectrum. Yena uzohamba ophuza athembe ukuthi uyi-5 type uyini athembe uzofaka ama excuses emqondweni wakhe ngoba uzoyigoqa yena. Akubona utshwala labantu baphuzile bawuthu utshwala, but wena uzoyigoqa wena ukuthi wenza ama bad decisions. Akubona utshwala.
but you're not understanding as well. I'm not speaking about utshwala, the actual alcohol itself. It's you drinking the alcohol. No, for example, ngiyuqale with the one dumpy. You understand? It's going to go to 2, it's going to go to 3, and then
but
you drunk.
You can stop.
Tell yourself.
Discipline.
Now,
definitely.
Now, but prior, before, but that's what I'm going to say. Maybe that's why parents
I
say
had to
certain
learn
things.
the lesson. If my parents had done what they did to Upu and they monitored me and they look at me get fucked ending in front of them, I would have learned my lesson way earlier.
You're right. But not every child, but yet again, as abantu abafani, that's also another thing. Abantu abafani, see, that's also another thing.
I don't want to talk about it, but it's literally why I have the nickname the Captain. When it's full, or Captain Tra.
Oh.
And that's why I respect alcohol.
But now also another thing, guys, can we also talk on mental illness and drugs? You know what I mean?
They go hand in hand.
Depression and obsession don't mix well. I should learn to X. It's depression.
Because it really doesn't
obsession
work.
For a drug or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're touching
I think it just makes you weaker. Having that mental illness makes you weaker.
But now there's also a lot of undiagnosed people, you understand, who are just drinking. Yeah,
it's a privilege. That thing is being diagnosed for mental illness as a black person is a privilege.
Okay, so now how do we identify? Because now if you're going to say the lack of discipline for you to stop when you know you've got things to do the following day, Gandhi, it's actually mental illness. How do we then, if we can basically identify it to say, you know what, let's pardon it?
I call them a hotline.
Hotline bling.
Okay, now are people also educated about that?
We don't take it seriously enough. I think it's the least of our problems.
I think it's
hotline. Yeah, depression and
no, not depression. I think it's called
you can find it.
Alcohol abuse.
I just say now, yet again, like how you're saying it is a privilege to be diagnosed. We're clearly not speaking on first of all, we're a third world. You understand?
Yeah.
And therefore, if that is then the case, the education to say there's a hotline when you're going through something that you can speak to. Yeah, well, instead of you not taking it to the bottle.
Most of us.
Meskuluma about numbers and stats of people that are actually illiterate or which now we're speaking about education that is lacking, which means people lack the knowledge.
Exactly.
So now my thing is
the only information that's being given to us or people is good morning kinga push child. Hey, it's common language. Sekuze kwaba inorm. Le nto ngichaza ukuthi kuyinorm manje ukuthi sitako utshwala. Let's how the conversation started.
It sounds so bad, bro.
Siphuzela inkinga noma siphuzela ukuthi masihlangene.
It's a recreational activity. Yeah. When you drink by yourself.
Ngabthanda kanjalo utshwala to be honest with you. Ngangabufuni because uma ngajwayele ekhaya then I got to a point in my life I'm just like utshwala ngibufuni. Then I realize ukuthi ish uma ungaphuza utshwala uyabhora.
It helps you get loose, dog. It helps you get loose.
And khona abantu engijabula mangihlangana nabo athi angiphuzi but usana le element yomuntu ongathi uphuzile njalo.
Yeah.
So uyamfica igroove uhappy ucathi wena kwenzakalani uthi mase uthi uphuzani la athi hayi shaya juice uzobuze wonke umuntu amaziyo la ukuthi uphuza ijuice ngempela lo muntu because awufuni ukukhola ukuthi khona abantu abakwazi ukuthi bayekhiphele le energy.
Yeah.
So nathi khona abanye bethu abafuna ukuthi sibe ngathini lack confidence sometimes. So ufuna ukuthi uma usuphuzile ucashe ngayo mase ukuthi khona into osuyishilo owakade wafisa ukisho yabo mangaka ama drunk text aqhumayo.
That's great.
Uma vele angathi ngiyagudla.
Well, hell. But now I have a question. That's for me, love.
Sengeke ngisho ukuthi ifoni mangiphuza.
You know what?
Because of that.
Even switch it off. Sivele qeda battery uzokotora kanjani?
Angithandi ukuthi awona ukuthi ngithinta ifoni ngiphuza utshwala. Ngidingile into
Dog,
into.
just like look at how today went. Did you see my statuses today?
Yeah.
That was me on my phone lit.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I should not have my phone. I'm phoning about. I just speak to my man. I think I just use my statuses as my diary when I'm lit, and it works.
And it's cool though.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you think we have a problem in
Yes.
this day and age, in this society, our age group, our peers?
Yes.
So wait, do you think we have a problem with alcohol, or do we think no?
Thina sine problem yokuthanda izinto. So we are being sold isithombe and we are buying it.
I think we're Americanized.
Yes. See,
Sorry.
yeah, but we've been sold inking engazona inkinga zethu. Cause manje depression noma ukuzalwa nokukhuliswa kabuhlungu.
I wanna.
Into ngekuyishintsha.
Ukubuza mina, like,
Okay.
is there a difference between us? Like when you say we have a problem, you mean our generation?
Yeah, our
Is there a
generation.
difference between us and the other generations, the people above us? Do we drink on a more hectic level than them?
I think
Is that what you're saying?
No,
No, do you think like for? And I won't say hectic level. Actually, yes, I do think we do.
Yes.
Actually,
We drink way more than they did at our age.
okay. Now also I wouldn't know.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying. It's
But
like,
you see, for example, like when I clan the first thing my mom used to say to me, Melody, I'm in my sober senses, and it's say, look, you all over. Understand? So mind you, she's like, I've never drunk yena. She's never drunk alcohol.
Yeah.
You understand? So so for a reason. You understand?
Angisazi.
And therefore, angkaze ngadagwa. So just in case you think it's mhlawumbe ngisadagwe from the last time, angidagiwe ngikushayela ikhona. So I'm thinking about what for her and many other people, which a lot of our parents can also say, I've never drunk alcohol. So when ukuthatha because I see it in like
Yeah.
So-
Nokubhema kwabanye.
yabo.
Ushawela lokho. Ngoba ekhaya uzawuphamisa ugwayi. Wena usabo as if into iya inherit into ekanjalo. Kanti sometimes ezinye izinto ama generation njengoba bathi ngichaza ngeexposure. Sometimes even mentioning these words,
Yeah.
utshwala, gwayi, tsango, hey baba, it's a bull. But manje is common dog. You
That's
see it
what
on
I'm
TV.
saying.
You see it on Nazi asinakanga sikhulu ukuthi most of us we started seeing things because it's in our generation yokuqala yokubona impilo yaphesheya on live TV type shit. Not on recorded stuff lento ukuthi ba recorda nini ngidlala ishow into wale now or anything that's yase America ezokupaintela ipicture yokuthi baphila impilo enjani. And bona vele sebe brainwashiwe. They come from a long line of people that don't even remember their names. So vele inkinga ikhona lapha. So thina inheriting inkinga njengoba bathi ngichaza. Inheriting inkinga zabanye abantu. Babo when urooted wena kini babephuza kini abanankinga nalokho kini
Sure.
because ngabe uyayekiswa uma ukuthi uyakuma abantu ababoniswayo ukuthi yeke utshwala ngabe nawe sekukhona amasana sekukhombisela ukuthi uma khangaza aphuza empilweni yakhe nawe fanele ngabe uyabiya kutshwala. But ayikho njalo because impilo yakhe lempilo yakhe akuyona impilo eyodwa. You have your own reality and you do not have to have a reason ukuthi ngiphuzela ukuthi vele nami ekhaya kuyaphuzwa.
Yeah.
Ngiphuzela ukuthi vele abangani bami bayaphuza. Ngiyamthanda umuntu strong in character okwazi ukuhlala nabantu abenza lento eyenziwa angayenzi. Ngithanda bona mina labo bangani because benza lento yangihlula. Ezinye izinto nami lento sasikhuluma last time we spoke about being in uyifake kuma position ezinto ugcina usuyibuza nama suwedwa uthi lento ngiyenzelani. Some of us don't even like staying up late but ngoba esibangani siyahlohlana ngokuthi ahlale until late. Wena kodwa awufuni ukuvuma ukuthi uphumele eceleni uthi mina manje nganishiya ngekhaya instead uzohlala.
Peer pressure. Is that a thing, Musomdala? I think over 21 it's a choice. Kunezinto nje it's a choice.
I think
pressurized into certain choices, certain.
sometimes ngathini awufuni ukuyikhethela. Bayabantu bayathanda ukukhethela.
You're a follower.
Yeah, you're a follower. Sheep. Awufuni ukuyikhethela. So ufuna
So people are also weak-willed.
Exactly. Bafuna ukudis ingakho le
Discipline and therefore
It's
why
a
try
personal
nama
thing.
judge. You're weak.
a personal
willed.
thing.
You understand?
Kids
You
at home.
lack the discipline. So the
So what are you saying?
again.
Are you saying we should all just stop it?
No, I am saying up until I think also have the honest conversation with yourself. Because honestly, if it's you understand? Or even I'm not sure about drugs. I don't take hectic drugs. You know what I mean? So I'm going to but I think more than anything is just have that honest conversation. First of all, understand whether you have an addictive personality or not. Right?
How do you know that without trying it?
Things
If
like
you have an
you
addictive,
wanna-
it's like you get it
small
from small
things.
things. It's like you know what's
Uthenga every single day. You understand? All of a sudden, like you pick up with it.
You know
what I mean?
That basically means ungabi nezinto ezama favorites.
No.
No.
It's one thing you saying, but you know when you get to a point where you're saying, I cannot go without.
Like yini ngifuna understand
Whatever it is.
yini mhlawumbe mina ngaze ngibe naleyo nto growing up mhlawumbe ngifuna
Not mind, you can still have it.
yeah ngifuna understand
Ugwai. Also, for example, it's nashe ugwai funa khona, but the thing, the idea of it is that you have it once, and okay, fine, you hated it the first time, then you have it the second time, and then it's just like, actually, yes, now I need this every single day. But now take the mentality, even for something as little as water. You understand? About like really, like I cannot go without water. You understand?
A glass of water.
Not even like I just
Wow,
me positive
Even a man's.
every single time, and there are people who can go weeks without water. Pussy tea, pussy juice, pussy banban. You understand? So essentially, there are things that you cannot go a day without. That's it. Now you have an addictive personality. Yeah, well, and not an addictive personality, not for one thing, but there's always something that you're latching onto every single time. There's no discipline in it. You know what I mean? So be bubblegum. Now you pick up what's clearly I absorb things quickly and therefore they stick. You have a very habitual, you know.
We expose her sometimes. Sometimes I hate the fact that I asked too many questions.
Why?
Because ngifuna ukwazi.
Curiosity is good, yeah. But I'm saying curiosity is
Killed the
good.
cat though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, they have 9 lives.
Nakhona utshwala wawubuka and yini le ngiphakamisa. Khona uyiphakamisayo athi ngekaphindi. Khona uyiphakamisayo athi le like how many times have we been saying to ourselves ngiyayeka push tshwana mina.
Can I say something?
I've never said that.
Can I say something so deep? I mean, personally, I've said it many times, but I know, first of all, I do not have an addictive personality, so drinking is a choice, right? So much so that, honestly speaking, if I had to say, I know what I would stop. You know what I mean? Only because certain things are not a thought. But I would think I short and I.
But it doesn't have to be just alcohol. Like having an addictive personality could be almost anything.
Basically,
and even
I get
then,
it.
you only call it an addictive personality when it's something that's taboo. Like what you're saying about the water. I wouldn't say somebody who always has water has an addictive personality with water because it's healthy.
No,
water.
man, it's healthy, but when you have it in excessive, yes. Or
because you can't have more than 8.
Just always having a water bottle on you.
Even
Too much water now,
once you've conquered now this thing, yeah, man. You understand? So when that's what I'm saying now, it's a personality, an addictive.
You're moving on from one to the next.
Yes, it's not going to. I'm addicted to this. Now you're addicted to one thing.
Yeah.
But in Jalo, when there's always something outside.
Every day, I'm Zali. Is that an addictive personality?
Yes.
It's one thing. No, it isn't, because you're addicted to cigarettes, but you don't have an addictive personality. Right?
No, but now
because every child still gets still drink tea.
Yeah.
Are you mad? Are you mad? Do you
Umzala.
want to talk about it? That's why I was when I was like, "Talabak to me, dear."
No,
like you had. I want It's okay. That's all right.
I think everyone has some sort of an addictive personality. It's just that our manye are not taboo, like you said.
I don't think it's a personality though. If it's one thing.
Like having like lip balm. There's a person who always has lip balm and they're always every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes.
No, that I'm a lip balm. No.
Every 30 minutes.
Not every 30 minutes. First of all, having dry lips, honestly, they crack and peel and bleed. You okay? 2, sometimes the lip balms actually make you feel worse than before for some reason, and therefore you have to just keep reapplying. That's it, depending on the lip balm.
That's crazy.
Depending on the lip balm.
It seems excessive.
But now that's why
you get another lip balm.
Yes, you see, exactly. That's why you have 3 in the bag instead of you actually having one.
Get another one, and then you'll carry on because you have this.
Not every 30 minutes. No, I don't think that. No. Okay, now that yeah, that is.
Love that shit, dog.
Actually, I think now this is also like a question for us to ask the guys that'll be on the show, or what they think about this conversation. You know, I think not to condone it, have an honest conversation, or rather just have an honest statement about it. Yeah, but hence why we do it. So I don't want us to make it seem saying that it is a bad
People
thing.
to admit they have problems.
Yeah, and therefore this is why it would.
Utshwala siphuze sibe nayo le fun i-country ibe nale happiness enayo based on just pure happiness.
But you see, yeah,
ungayi with intention yokuthi ngibalekele ukuthi ngifuna ucashele ukuthi hayi cashele lokho ngenye indlela nango Mondays angacashela because awuphuzi Mondays or Sunday.
You don't.
Nge-weekend. So when inkinga zakho we attend nge-weekend. That's what you're saying. No cap.
Yeah.
So deal with your problems.
Deal with your problems.
Because if you have that honest conversation with yourself, whatever the case may be, is just.
That's what I think that's why I mean.
If you do not, admit certain things to yourself.
Understand izinto ngizenzelana.
Yeah.
Even though ngizazi ukuthi azikho right.
Sure.
But the fact that I understand it ukuthi why am I doing this, and I'm not judging myself for doing it, then I'm okay.
You are not the 1,100 people in this world. That's the reality. You might have that understanding, but a lot of people don't. That's the issue.
Inkinga yabo leyo ukuthi bafanele bachazelwe mina because umuntu ubukela mina inkinga zami akayibukele zakhe. Awu nje ukuthi azacabanga ukuthi uphunga uphuza kakhulu. Akasafocusile ke nje manje na kwi-podcast akasaye e-studio nabangani bakhe sehleze la ekamereni ephuza utshwala yabo lenkinga yakhe le yangibonela yona abo mina ngiya-understand njengamanje sinenkinga bebesibhizi abangani bami bebegcwele inkalo and izobuya le nto mayisibuya ngiyibuyele.
Therefore we cannot tell you ukuthi ngibona ukuthi lento yakho yokuphuza kuyinkinga.
No, ungangitshela but not based on something that I already know. Mina ngizokutshela futhi ukuthi kuyafana ngizokuchazela ukuthi ngiphuzela ngilezi ikhathi bese uthi oh hayi okay kodwa ke ngingahlali ke kunjalo so still
don't judge me, just be curious. I'm curious about it, bro. All right
khona lokuthi uright yini kodwa ngicela
like don't do it with concern like be real about it. All right,
I won't lie.
Then umuntu uzoyibhodlela rather than feeling attacked or feeling judged by ukuthi how so wena usuhlezi uphuza nje njalo la ekhaya yabothi yena uthi uyakukhuza umuntu but useyakuphusha
but wakujudge as well. Uyangibalela
ukuthi uphuza ngakho athi uthawuna mali kodwa nje niphamisa amasavana yabo as if ngingasho ukuthi ngingaphuzi ngoba manje ngoba mina nginenkinga.
It's the wrong angle, dog.
Yabo
it's the wrong angle to come with.
I want to say something in a sense of like there's no right. For example, like I said, you understand? So your ways are my ways, and therefore, a person, you have to understand the person who's telling you this. You know what I mean? Two, most likely, whoever is telling you is concerned. Whether it's back judge, right? So therefore, maybe sometimes also, I don't know, we are hypersensitive.
Find a way to say it right. Yeah. You must find a way to say it right.
I say, thinking I'm wrong. Right. Mhlambe nami ngiyayibona but angakafuni ukuvuma but mase usungi-approach ngendlela right njengomuntu.
I don't feel the concern yangidakela. Why are you coming with me with that energy?
Ingakho uzubona abantu meze athi like abangijwayela kabi ukuphuza ngenkani yabona-ke umuntu usethi ngizogcwala ngeghost bangaka abantu
ayantsheleki shuthi
anyamala lo 4 days siyatsheleka but sometimes isikhathi ongitshela ngaso time and place angikho ready ukizwa leyo nto fana umuntu ofuna ungikhuza ngotshwala ngidakiwe.
Guys, we really are people governed by emotions more than we are about logic.
Awumbona umuntu osefuna ukuba my lecture egroove uthi uyayidlalela mhlawumbe uyikhulumela nje ngento ebhedayo mhlawumbe umdlale ngento engasile uthe umuntu ephuze utshwala zoyibulala soyaqala umuntu hayi mnganami uza la ngikuzukhusu hayi sekuyisonto-ke manje ngaye the reason why naleyo nto ingathi ku-negative uma ukuthi yabo i-conversation yotshwala nesonto ngathi ayihlangani kodwa kuphuza utshwala esontweni.
Crazy. That's crazy business.
You get it?
I get it, but I think also the context ukuthi
iphuzelwane.
Yeah, but saying you understand? And therefore, when you're doing it at home, naturally, why it is then considered taboo, right? Yeah, is because of this. You know what I mean? And then this here has a different. Yeah.
Njengomuntu ophuza utshwala Monday to Sunday uyahlanya kwabanye abantu mina ngiyambona uhappy udlela imali yakhe
Yeah.
nomuntu esontweni Monday to Sunday mina personally
Crazy.
I dog crazy bro
Crazy.
kusontwani should mina ngaba
But that's also personal because ukhumbule ukuthi now you do not understand it.
Not
you understand?
like
Hence why nomuntu osesontweni angeke understand why you also drink.
Yeah, fine.
You know what I mean?
That's good. That's
so,
a fair point.
Yeah, singakho ngithi nalapho I think wena umbona kanjalo
Yeah.
personal view yakho yabo.
Which is not right but nami ngakubonisa ngithi mnganami uya esontweni Monday to Sunday
Yeah.
uyonikela njalo
Yeah.
uhlezi uphisana ngemali yakho kumuntu kwimali engabuyi
Yeah.
umuntu uhamba eLand Rover wena uzahamba ngophaqa yabo
Yeah.
uhleli kuplastic uhleli lapha kwilo angi unpackele ukuthi ubukuthi ngicabanga njani I'm just making examples for ukuthi u understand ukuthi ngingakunika ama point are valid
Yeah.
over something that wena okholelwa ukuthi ichaza ubuwena noma ikunika personality in the sense of ukuthi amongst abantu behleli mina I believe nginokholo oluningi kunani nonke ngoba ngiya Monday to Sunday.
I think the difference here also is that faith a lot of the time is rooted in identity. Alcoholism isn't. You don't want to have that attachment to say you're not going to say Wandile the alcoholic. Hi, I'm Wandile the alcoholic.
Yeah,
but you can say, if someone is asking you about Wandile, Wandile, you know, he's a Christian. He goes to church every week or every day. You know what I mean?
Lokho mina kungitshela ukuthi umuntu oright kumina.
You well and good. That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but at least faith is rooted in identity, whereas whatever it is that you're doing isn't. You understand? You're a creation.
Because
It
abantu
isn't.
abantu kuyazithi khona inja yami namhlanje hayi sazoqhuma ubhi yakhe yabo
Identity.
identity
But the identity that you
cha
only.
khona umelody savana
But you see, khona abantu
Identity.
understand that in terms of, for example, you having been out with me will know what Melody drinks Savannah,
Yeah.
right? But that's also not my identity. You understand? But same Sholuguti, right now, if you go into Facebook, ubone profile,
no Christian nobe Christian akuyona identity yakho.
it is rooted in identity, trust me. Because
But
that's now
Yeah.
literally speaking on the psychology of it, is that it is rooted in identity. Whereas if you are drinking, if you are doing drugs, those
Yeah.
things are, for example, now something can be rooted in identity. Ngokuthi, you're a cyclist. You understand?
Yeah.
You don't. The reason why these things are considered obviously taboo is that
Yeah.
you wouldn't attach it to yourself. You understand? That's
It's not on brand.
It's got bad rep.
you know what I mean? For anybody.
Singakuzi
don't wanna be known
nama
as the
endorsement.
alcohol.
Yeah, no, because nakhona uzophuma
But umuntu uyabheka abantu baphuza bonke.
It's fine. Uhlangana nobhuti oserroundini
check
ukuthola siyazi ukuthi ubhuti oserroundini lo hleze edakiwe. You understand? Sekuyi-identity yakhe.
No boss and I didn't like it until I started just detaching myself from even having random conversations about weed because I'm just like every time khona uphu so pay my today. I'm just like bruh, why do you make it seem as if this identifies me more than you just
So you were offended by it.
yeah I was
So but do you see what she's saying? Ukuthi akubi right and
ngiyavumelana nawe
yeah.
sengiyayibona ipoint yakho sengiyasho ukuthi ngiyayizwa mase uyibeka kanjalo
Yeah.
but it doesn't akusho ukuthi wrong intangazela yona leyo so now uma ukuthi uzongipendela isithombe sokuthi you go to church every day for me that doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
I'm still going to judge you based on what I've seen face value into engiyaziyo mina and if ukwazi kwami ukuthi you're a shitty person then that's what I know. Ngeke ngize ngihlanganise leyo identity yokuthi wena usonta njalo or we Christian nokuthi then that will simply mean that you're a good person or you do things better than any other person.
Yeah.
Khona umuntu ojima ayitshethe ufit ignuts. Khona umuntu ophuza amanzi every day ayitshethe healthy ignuts. That's what they igcina isingene ekhanda lakho lento. So you akekho umuntu ongcono, akekho umuntu obhedayo. Mayiphuza utshwala lakho phuza utshwala bakho dog. As long as kungeke kuze kungene endlini mina ngihlezi ngisho leyo ukuthi do whatever you do dog empilweni ngisho ungatshontsha. But ungatshontsha into ezongenela endleleni yomunye umuntu because then now you're creating this. Sesinalento ke manje enza ukuthi kungabi nokubona ngasolinye. Where wonke umuntu ubone ngathi ngisho religion and Christianity as if it's two different things.
I'm lost.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying be free. That's what I was trying to emphasize. Just be free. Do whatever you want to do as long as kungeke kulimaze thina usangihamba utshontshela belungu.
But you see, it doesn't make it right. I think in life there's a way. I think that's one thing we can conclude to. Uguti,
Guys.
be it drinking, be it alcohol, be this. In life there's a way, there's time and a place. That is it.
Let's show part 2. Sound guy says it's time.
Okay. Okay.
But
It was a fire one. It was a fire show, guys.
Yeah.
I always feel it. I feel it in my soul when
Every
it was a fire
time.
one.
Every time.
This was
But
top
yeah.
tier freestyle, but I love it. I love the energy.
Yeah.
Of it too. Deeply rooted. BoomMicWonder.
BoomMicWonder.
We're here
It's
with the
another
first
one.
lady. How you
Pew, pew,
feeling?
pew, pew.